Few places on Earth still remain a challenge to humanity, and the extreme Arctic is definitely one of them, right? Dangerous temperatures, high altitudes, they all pose a serious risk, even for those who are prepared for the cold. Baylor University in Waco, Texas has taken on the challenge of Arctic occupation. They developed the ARKTOS Research Center, a testing ground to help military and civilian teams alike prepare for one of the harshest places on the planet. Here to talk about the research is Dr. Cory Smith, an associate professor at ARKTOS, co-director of that as well. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you being here on Fox Weather this afternoon.
Bob, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about it. You're studying the extreme cold and the extreme altitudes on human performance. What exactly are you testing on the humans when they go through this kind of stuff, cold air and altitude?
Yeah, of course. So we're learning more and more about what the combination of cold and high altitude does to human physiology, safety, performance, especially in our warfighters and our civilian populations that's going up there for different trade routes, minerals mining, and things like that. And so we're trying to improve their safety. What we're looking at is really are they having cognitive difficulties due to that discomfort of the cold, or is there increased risks of cold weather injuries associated with that exposure that reduces their dexterity to do manual tasks? And so as we're investigating that, we're really starting to develop monitoring systems and acclimatization strategies to reduce those cold weather injury risks and optimize their decision-making and performance.
Wow, we're looking at the videos right here of them training in that snow. Is there a certain benchmark that you found, say temperature-wise or altitude-wise, where all of a sudden your thought process just begins to get weaker, where you can't think and do as well as you could?
Yeah, that's a great question. So what we're seeing is that it's very much dependent on the clothing that you have and the specific conditions. But the second that we start getting an individual down below freezing, they start to have impaired performance. Once we get them to about -10, -15 or so, they really have an increased amount of what we call a cognitive load. And so the amount of decision processing power that they have reserved to use is deeply diminished, which makes poor decisions at a higher risk.
Wow, is it a linear drop off, or are we talking like going like real quick drop off?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so one of the things that we're trying to do actually is that there's some individuals that are naturally more resilient than others. And so there's no linear or curvilinear response that we can have identified yet, but that's actively what we're exploring with the ARKTOS Research Center. And that's why it was founded, because there's very little cold weather research occurring in the South, right? And so typically, Texas is considered a very warm weather climate, but we often are getting our warfighters deployed up to those northern environments. And so as a result, they're at greatest risk. And so we are one of the first teams really delving into this and trying to understand those exact questions.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not used to the cold weather and you've been in Texas, all of a sudden, boom, you're in this harsh environment. How are you simulating those effects down in Texas?
Yeah, so we developed a custom environmental chamber. What we do is we can bring that down to -35 degrees Celsius. And then what we do is we actually can pull that oxygen out of the room, put it through this diaphragm filter that extracts the oxygen, buffers it with nitrogen, and pumps that low oxygen air back into the room. That low oxygen air simulates high altitude, and we can actually go up to 24,000 feet in this chamber and simulate it without them knowing what that altitude is, which is really great for research and development. And so with it, we're able to use that system. And so in addition to that, one of the unique things that our center is capable of is long duration stays, 6 days or beyond. We can have individuals in our chamber, which is about 18 feet by 22 feet. And we have working restrooms down to -30. That way we can have those extended stays and perform research on equipment, personnel, because even medical equipment doesn't work in the Arctic, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so we're trying to address all those.
Wow. So doctor, is this a training facility, and is it also a facility where you're developing equipment to fight this Arctic stuff?
Yeah. We have a good three-pronged approach. We have it for training, and so we'll optimize training procedures. We have it for research and development. We also are testing medical devices.
Oh, that's so. My son just went to boot camp in the Navy, and I'm thinking, Are you getting volunteers for this in Texas, or are you like, listen, we're going to volunteer you to go ahead and sit in this chamber for 3 or 4 days?
Oh, they're all volunteers. They love what they do. Our military is absolutely excellent, and they're interested in anything and everything that's going to help improve their performance and make them better at their occupation.
Doctor, have you been in the chamber yourself? I'm interested in seeing what it actually feels like.
I have. It is very brisk. That is, it gets very cold, and so we can go the high altitude and the extreme cold. You really do feel it, and it's one of those piercing colds that's hard to really replicate unless you've ever been in it, right?
Yeah.
And so those that are up in in the northern territories in Alaska, they know exactly that feel and that temperature, and it's very dysregulating. It really takes some of that load in your brain up, and that's really one of the things that we're trying to understand. Yeah.
Wow. So you could feel the decline yourself when you step into that chamber. Wow. Doctor, this is fascinating. Doctor, thank you so much for telling us all about this. It's fascinating. We're not going to give away any state secrets for sure, but this is great training method too. We're up to the north. Dr. Cory Smith, down in Waco, Texas. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate the time.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah.